Hi kids, today we're going to be hitting shoulders. We're also going to do a touch-up for biceps and triceps. So starting off as usual with rear delts. As I always say, rear delts is generally a weakness on a lot of people, and so we're starting with that. So we've just started with the cable rear raises here, and there's three of us training. We got Nick, the got halted in the house, and we've got Sunshine over yonder. So we're going very intense with these rotations, just back, forth, back, forth. Now the second exercise we're going to do is going to target the rear delts again, and that's going to be a wide grip upright row. So that's going to target the rear head of the delts. Then we're going to go into a leaning side raise. So we'll hold on to something supported and focus on a unilateral movement to isolate one lateral head of the delt at a time, okay? So we're gonna do 3 rotations of this exercise. So starting off with the upright rows first. So nice and wide. I'm all right with this. Alright, okay, so that is it. We are done for, what day is it? Day 5. Day 5, wow, okay. Day 5, I'm losing the head already. So we did a real good, intense, high volume delt workout today, and we finished off with a touch-up exercise for biceps and triceps. Arms are gonna be weak on me, as is pretty much everything at the moment, but I tell you what, the one thing that I do like with all the food that I'm putting in me at the moment and all the calories, and starting to hopefully put on a little bit of muscle here, is that I'm starting to get a real good pump. A real good pump. Like I come into the gym honestly feeling really small and flat, but then when I leave I feel really full and bigger and pumped. And obviously, you know, staying extremely hydrated, making sure that I'm taking my pre-caged and in-caged during the workout. One thing that I have changed that I'm doing differently that I haven't done before is that my pre-workout meal is 1.5 scoops of the Cage Muscle Whey Protein Isolate with a cup of cream of wheat. And I'll have that about 60 minutes before my pre-caged. I'm just having something really, really light on that, light like that. I don't know, it just sits with me very well because it doesn't require that much blood in my stomach to digest the food. All the blood just pools in my muscles and it feels really, really good. I haven't felt this for a long, long time, for about 11 months, I guess. So that feels good. Just kept the volume really, really intense and kept the form very strict. So when I was doing the side raises, the seated side raises, I was just being very cautious of keeping my body stationary, and knocked out about 4 or 5 sets on most exercise. On the shoulder press, did 5 sets, sorry, and you'll notice that I come all the way down, get a real good stretch out of the delt, and only go about 3/4 of the way up, just working on getting that pump, that constant activation there. And of course started with the rear delts as usual, and then when I went to the seated side raises to target the lateral portion of the delts, I did 4 straight sets of 15, and then on the last set I cut the weight down to 10 pounds from 25 and just did 90 seconds again, just as many reps as I could, and I didn't pause at all during that time. And then just finished off with doing 1 bicep exercise. You'll notice that I was using like a Gym Reaper's arm blaster just to keep the arms very strict for the biceps, and then just did rope extensions for triceps. And you know, when I couldn't do any more extending out with the rope, I just ran my hands together and just knocked out a few more. I knocked out about 15 repetitions on each exercise and did 4 sets. And that was it. I've had my recaged already, and now I'm ready to go home and just eat a meal, which will probably be like turkey or something like that, with some vegetables and rice, and I'll continue down that path. I'm not really counting my calories at the moment, but I am counting the amount of protein that I am having at every meal. I'm having about 6.5 ounces of like steak or chicken or turkey with every meal, except for my breakfast. I have 4.5 ounces of bison at breakfast with 2 eggs and some kimchi, some sauerkraut, some bok choy, you know, and that's it. No carbs at my breakfast with breakfast. Carbs throughout the rest of the meals, and then fats with my last meal. So I'll have avocado, a little bit of olive oil with my vegetables and protein source, but no carbohydrates in. So it's a typical simple bodybuilding style macronutrient breakdown of the meals, you know, and eating within every 3 hours or so. And it's just quite a shock to the system eating all this food, you know, in comparison to what I've done in the past. So that is it now. My job is to go home now and start working. Got a lot of work to do today up until later on this evening, and then going to come back and do it all again tomorrow. So anyway, that's it. Just make sure that whatever you're putting into this is what you're going to get out of it. Stay motivated. Yes, it's going to get uncomfortable. Yes, it's going to be painful. Yes, it's going to be inconvenient. But you have to be comfortable being uncomfortable and be prepared for those inconveniences that are going to show up. You know, if you want the results bad enough, you'll get them. But if you want the excuses, you'll come up with hundreds of them too. So fuck the excuses and, you know, just work on your commitments. That's it.